y'all, welcome back to Weekend Recap. Last week's edition of Weekend Recap was dedicated to my PopPop. The link is in the description box below for any of you guys who want to go check it out. Life has just been moving fast and slow all at the same time. I feel like from the day PopPop passed away all the way up until the funeral felt like a really long time. And then the funeral was just so fast. Family came in town and then the next minute it's time for them to leave. So it's just been an emotional whirlwind navigating through this past week. And hopefully later we'll have time to talk about how I'm doing and stuff, because this is the third, I'll go ahead and say it, this is the third weekend recap that I've posted since PopPop passed away. And I've mostly been posting on my stories and not the regular feed. So the reason why I say it's technically the third weekend recap since PopPop passed away, because my PopPop passed away before my dad's birthday. So of course you guys know that I did a special birthday edition dedicated to my dad. That was a weekend recap. And then I just did PopPop's edition of weekend recap. And now you're getting this edition of weekend recap, the Easter edition. Isn't that crazy? But the thing was, in the weekend recap episode that I dedicated to my dad for his birthday, I didn't tell you guys in that weekend recap that my PopPop passed away. So it's the third technically, but second since I've told you guys publicly. The funeral was very emotional, and you'll hear all about that if you go back and listen and tune into last week's edition of Weekend Recap. But everything was just, it was emotionally beautiful and sentimental all at the same time. And of course it was very sad at the same time in a way, but we did another hard thing today, and that was burying PopPop. And y'all know that because of last week's weekend recap, and it was a very emotional moment. But one of the things that has made this easier is just knowing that this is not a goodbye forever. We will see PopPop again. So, you know, I'm still recovering. I have a lot on my plate right now. Managing grief and grades at the same time is just wild, but we are getting through it. I would just like to thank everyone once again for everything, from the cards, flowers, foods, to calls, texts, DMs, and more. Like, it has been amazing and so overwhelming. I'm just completely in awe. Like, God literally outdid himself. Before PopPop made the choice to come home to be with God, God made sure that we had the people in place there for us when the moment happened. And that, to me right there, is such a God thing. So thank you so very much. Moving on, of course, this weekend is the weekend, okay? It is Easter weekend, and I am so ready, okay? I got my Easter dress already. I got mine during spring break. Somebody posted this on Instagram last week, and it literally blessed me, okay? They said, next Sunday is church prom, and I am not ready. When I say I hollered, man, that is funny unto me. But nah, for real though, if you're a church kid, you get it, because baby, that Easter fit gotta come through every single year, okay? I get excited about Easter Sunday every single year, because as a church girl growing up, like, Easter Sunday was automatically that one Sunday of the entire year that hit different. Like, you just knew, okay? Easter Sunday is the star of the show, besides first Sundays. But yeah, I'm ready. I am most definitely ready. House of Atlanta better go wild on Sunday. Do you hear me? Last year's production that they did had me in tears. Like, everything, the song choices, just, I could not stop playing it over and over again that day. Like, it was amazing. If y'all want to take a trip down memory lane and see what last year's Easter edition of Weekend Recap looks like, it will be in the description box below for you guys. So the other part, you know, that's gonna make this weekend recap fun is that we are taking a little trip to Alabama. That's right. So my PopPop was born in Alabama, grew up in Alabama, went to school in Alabama. His childhood was just Mobile, Alabama all day long. So just this past weekend, PopPop's family from Alabama, like his nieces and nephews, came down here to Florida for PopPop's funeral. Well, this weekend, my parents and I, we are going to our Mobile, Alabama family for Easter weekend. And I am so excited. We are doing a nice little exchange. They came to us last weekend. And so this weekend we get to come to them, and I am just so excited about it. After the funeral, PopPop's funeral, we had an after party at PopPop's house to host friends and family from out of town. And we had friends inside the house, and then we had our actual like biological family outside under the tent. And it was just amazing to just sit at the table and, with my cousins and get to know them, get to know my dad's first cousins and meet these people who we call family, but didn't know names and stuff like that. So, and we also went out to eat, the day before PopPop's funeral as well. So it's just been amazing, within that short amount of time, just getting to know them, and I'm super excited about getting to know them even more so this weekend. So yeah, I'm excited to go see the fam. I'm going to be packing up while tuning into House of Hope Atlanta Bible study with Pastor Smith in a little bit. My dad has taken a break from Bible study for our church the past 3 Wednesdays, and rightfully so. I don't blame him, because the past 3 Wednesdays have just been, woo! March 22nd, that Wednesday is when PopPop passed away. Then the following Wednesday, of course, we were heavy-handed in arrangements and just trying to get everything together. And then tonight, for my dad to, have just preached at PopPop's funeral, and then again on Sunday, the next day, like, child, I don't mind taking another Wednesday off either. Listen, so our church is on Bible study break right now. But as far as the trip, tomorrow we're going to head out after school, and we're just going to take our first little recovery trip after PopPop's death and stuff, and the funeral and everything. And I know that he'd want us to enjoy ourselves and get to know his people and his side of the family. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be, a little bit emotional at times, but I'm sure it's just going to bring us all together, and I'm just ready for it. Well, hey y'all, listen, I am so happy because it is officially the start of my 3-day weekend, and I am so excited. I'm so happy because, listen, this past week has been just all over the place. I feel like this weekend recap and PopPop's edition of weekend recap has really given you guys an insight as to how the past 2.5 weeks has gone, honestly, because I feel like this weekend recap and the last weekend recap I posted before this one, it's sort of correlated. Like, all the weekend recaps that y'all see that are very close together, they're kind of like a series. It's like the vlog overlaps in a sense, because y'all got to see a special birthday edition, which was for my dad, and y'all got to see that weekend, and then I uploaded that, and then I showed y'all, from the time that vlog ended all the way up until Tuesday, and then this vlog started on Wednesday, so y'all are still seeing everything. So today was a good day at school, for the exception of aches and pains today. Physically, today was not my day. I have, just different days where I'm just depleted. My back has been hurting, but I took medication earlier, so it's been slowing down a lot, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And plus, we have a car ride coming up in just a little bit, so I definitely don't want to be hurting on top of in a car for several hours, and it hurts even more. So getting my life together in that particular aspect, but I am very, very excited for the Alabama trip. And I am all packed, and last night was actually a rerun from Bible study a couple weeks back with House of Hope Atlanta and Pastor Smith. And even though it was a rerun, it was still good to hear it again, because it was actually a rerun from a part of the relationship series that Pastor Smith was on for the first quarter of 2023. And if you've been paying attention to Weekend Recap, then you know how much I have loved Pastor Smith's relationship series during Bible study. So last night was chill. and just getting everything together for our trip today. I also wanted to show you guys something. We put PopPop over here so that whenever we come up here, he's always up here. Whenever we walk in the living room, he's always up here. And we also have the roses from his flowers that we got him. And we got these on Tuesday, so they still look kind of good. But yeah, I love coming in the house and just looking at it. It's so beautiful. My parents were very adamant about making sure that I had a say in plans as far as PopPop's, funeral service and his arrangements and everything. And so when it came down to picking flowers, I knew that, we had to have some sort of blue incorporated into the flowers because blue was PopPop's favorite color. And so there was also blue flowers in the arrangement, in the, flower arrangement as well. We had 2 on each side beside his casket. And I decided to get some white roses, of course, and take them home. And so that's where they've been since his burial. Since I have a little bit of time to talk, I guess I'll answer the question that everyone wants me to answer, and that is, how are you doing? Today is Thursday, so it's only been 2 days since we buried PopPop, and I will say that it has been a lot easier than I thought it would. And I just think the thing that has made this so much easier and bearable is just knowing that, we just couldn't do anything to save PopPop. We watched him suffer. We watched him fight for his life. And I think the thing that Dad said at PopPop's funeral during the eulogy was that it takes maturity to, let your loved one go, especially when you know that there's nothing you can do and they're at the point of no return. And so I think just with the acceptance that just knowing that PopPop wasn't going to continue living much longer, I think that's what made us accept it so much easier. So yes, although it is hard, I just feel like God has really just given me a great peace about it. And the day that PopPop passed away, it was such a beautiful day. Like, the sun was shining, birds were chirping, and I remember just being in PopPop's backyard, just, soaking in that moment and just feeling the wind and just the comfort and the peace that I had. It was just a beautiful day. Like, PopPop left this earth on the most gorgeous day. And then almost every day after, PopPop's funeral and leading up to his funeral, like, every day was sunny. Every day was just beautiful. And just that comfort and that peace every day, walking outside and just knowing that he's in a much better place. And even the afternoon of PopPop's funeral, we had to actually have a 3 p.m. service instead of a morning service because the church that we were using had a, family fun event that day. And so we had to, of course, have a much later funeral service than we are used to. So we were okay with that. And it was still a beautiful service and still just, it was still great. But it was cloudy that day. And when we left the church, my parents and I, we were leaving to go have an after party with friends and family and kind of host everyone at the house. The sun came out, and broke through the clouds. And my parents and I, we looked at each other and we were like, we really felt like that was PopPop just telling us, that we did a good job. And, we just really felt good as a family knowing that we sent PopPop off right. So it's just the little things like that that make this journey, even though it's hard, there's still beautiful moments that we find throughout this journey. So yeah, that's been, my thought process today. And we're off to home sweet Alabama. Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I know I forgot to not forgot to fill y'all in on Good Friday, but I was just having so much fun with friends and family yesterday that I just didn't vlog. So let me just go ahead and recap everything that happened yesterday right now. So we started off with breakfast at Cracker Barrel yesterday morning, and then from there we did something very, very special. We went to go see my dad's auntie, which is my PopPop sister and my great auntie. She is the last living auntie that my dad has and the last living sibling of my PopPop now that he is gone. And for me, it was very, very sentimental and special. I feel like PopPop would be very proud of us, like just doing that for him. So after we did that very special visit, from there we went shopping, and then we went to our cousin's house and spent time with the children of my great auntie. So my dad's first cousins, my second cousins. So the day was just centered around family, and we just had great food and great conversation as a family. Last night really made me feel like I was at home. You know, I get to be family with some amazing people, and they're absolutely the sweetest, okay? Like, getting to know everyone and see everyone again has been absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I had a time last night. We are checking out today and we are headed back home. I'm glad we were able to do this. We're gonna go have lunch with the family again and then take off and do our own thing and then come back home, because tomorrow is the biggest Sunday of the year, Easter Sunday. I am so excited. Listen, it's Saturday, of course, and I just recapped everything that happened last night for you guys. But today, like I said, we went out to have lunch with our cousins. They took us out to a buffet that they were telling us about. They were talking about this last week when we were at PopPop's house hanging out after the funeral. And they were like, when y'all come down here, we really want to take y'all to this place. And so it was so good. Getting to be down here and see everybody and just connect with our family, like, that has been the highlight of this Easter weekend. Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Listen, it is literally the biggest Sunday of the year. It's literally church prom, honestly. I hope y'all had, that Easter fit that made you feel like somebody, you know what I'm saying? If you are like a church kid like me, I'm sure and I am convinced that y'all literally went for the blood today. Now let me tell y'all something. House of Hope Atlanta cut up today. I mean, they brought the choir to sing today. Here's the thing with House of Hope that I love. Every single year, they come back the next year and the next year, topping off the one that they did the previous year. I'm like, how bad can y'all get? So with that being said, church was incredible. I'm just gonna give y'all like a mix of everything at once. Jesus saved the day. Jesus, he brought me out. Anybody know he did? He brought me out. I'm a living witness, Jesus did. He brought Jesus saved me. I know he did, he did. I'm so glad he saved a wretch like me.
Oh wait, mother, don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. You might want to keep the cameras rolling. saved the day. He saved the day. Leave that alone. What you got? He brought me home. He brought me home. You got one, give it. He brought me home. From my mighty long way. He brought hands together.
Worship was everything. Then Pastor Smith started singing Pass Me Not. Woo!
Yeah, oh dude, am I not? The one you saved is calling you. The one you kept is calling. I'm calling you, say. Woo, say. On this Easter Sunday, hear my humble. Oh, my. Have a witness.
And then we get into the sermon.
Like the women told the disciples, he stayed there all night Friday. I said he stayed there all night Saturday night. But somebody say, but early. Oh, shucks, y'all know I'm from Macon, Georgia. I just can't say it one time. Sunday morning, he got up.
And then this outro song, he decided to die Oh my goodness.
Lift your hand while you're walking in. He decided. When I was in my mess, he decided. Woo! He didn't wait till I get it right. He decided to die. My. Just to say hallelujah. Come on and clap your hand and give him glory. Clap your hand and give him honor.
And then the band.
We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. Listen, we've got to go. Jay, please, you started this mess. Please start this moment. Lord have mercy.
And then we literally got to praise our way out of the service. Like, the band went in.
Glory, glory, glory. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
So, yeah, today was real Baptist, okay? Happy Easter. Nah. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Nah, that still ain't good enough. Happy He Got Up Day. Yeah, I like that. All right. Hey, y'all. So listen, Easter was yesterday. Sweet Jesus. I know I'm going to say this again next year, and I said it last year, and I'm saying it this year. This was by far the best Easter. Like, legit, okay? So yesterday after House of Hope Atlanta, we had church, and when I say my dad's sermon was a banger, oh my goodness. So then after church, we went out to dinner, took some pictures, got ice cream, all the celebratory stuff for, Happy He Got Up Day. So that was like more of the last half of the day that I did not recap yesterday. I have a little bit of sad news though before we go and close out this Easter edition of Weekend Recap. This will be the last Weekend Recap for a hot minute. We will still be doing Weekend Recap. It's not going to end, but it's just going to, be a hot minute before y'all see the next edition of Weekend Recap, and y'all will know why this weekend on Saturday during the next episode of Couch Conversations. So thank y'all so much for tuning into this special Easter edition of Weekend Recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Easter was special this year, and I can't wait for Easter Sunday next year. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on Saturday.